This voice AI agent is going to enable you to take bookings 24/7, 365 days a year. It's going to be automatically able to answer any questions or queries coming through from a customer, make sure they're able to book some time in your diary, enabling you to have so much more time back in the business. As we can see here, we're going to be using RetellAI. Again, we've covered some other videos on the channel around Bland, Synthflow, Vappy. We're going to run through how exactly they work. But why should you use this? Well, as you can see here, without using some of these voice AI agents, what we see is companies are wasting time with manual appointment scheduling. And of course, because they're doing this, they're also then missing business opportunities because they're not able to take them again, because they're not 24/7. We're not having customers be able to contact you, book something in so that you can make sure that you always capture that opportunity. We're not able to scale efficiently. Again, this ties into our costs, because for growing businesses, what we don't want to do is massively increase the costs. What we want to be able to do is scale easily and efficiently. Again, this system will enable you to do that because it will work exactly the same way, regardless of how big your company is. You'll be able to use different squads, which we'll touch on in another video, but it keeps the costs nice and low because you're paying per minute and paying per execution for any additional elements. We're also going to ensure that we have a consistent customer experience. Again, we tend to see lots of changeover, lots of turnover in this space around customer service. This is going to make sure that you always provide the best experience to your customers, and no matter what time they phone, we're always going to be providing the best experience. Now, if we zoom out, well, how do voice AI agents work? But firstly, what are they? Well, if we come down here, what we basically say is that voice AI agents are able to handle phone conversations normally just like a human would, instead of maybe like your IVR in the past, which was press 1 to speak to finance, press 2 to speak to HR. This enables you to have a really dynamic conversation with that customer, client, whatever it may be coming through to your business. Again, 24/7, 365. What we're using is some technology in here around speech recognition, so really being able to take in that information. We're using some natural language processing, so really understanding what the brains are behind it, what the context is, what the meaning is. And then we're using some text to speech, which is basically going to take all of this information around what the customer wants to do, what the context is of that request, and then be able to provide a really good response back to that individual. So to build on that, if we take a zoom out, what we'll be able to see is how it works. So as you can see on the right-hand side here, we're going to be having our caller come into the business. We're then going to use a voice AI platform. Again, we're going to be using RetellAI today to do this. We're then going to have a response process. Now, how this works is we're going to have the user input, so what the customer says. We're going to convert this speech into text. We're then going to pass it through our LLM layer. We're going to be using ChatGPT 4o today to be doing this. We're also going to be able to execute any automations. Again, you can use cal.com or make.com to be able to do this. This is going to be the easiest way to be able to integrate directly into your calendar and take bookings. We're then also going to, if we've taken any actions or if we've been asked a question, we're going to use our AI brains, so our ChatGPT, our Claude, our Gemini, to convert that text back into speech, so a voice. Again, we're going to be using 11 labs to have that voice come through, and then we're going to provide it back to the customer and so on and so forth until that customer is happy. Now, we touched on it slightly there as well, but what you can also do is around squads. So what this basically means is you have specialized agents that are all working together to complete a specific action. So for example, here, if we've got a customer that phones up, what we'll be able to do is really identify what their intent is and then hand it off to maybe a specific team, a specific agent that we've developed to be able to best deal with that response. Again, we're not going to run through that today. That's a bit more complex. We're going to stick to something that's a bit more simple today, just to show you how quick and easy it is to get up and running with your own appointment booking agent in RetellAI. So we're going to be using RetellAI today. So if we come into here, this is a great competitor to platforms like Vappy. Again, what we're able to do here is really test it out on the website. You're able to build custom ones you can deploy, again, over text, calls, SMS, whatever it may be. We're able to integrate our own knowledge base. We're able to transfer it. We're able to do this key one here around easy appointment booking. That's what we're going to run through today. Again, lots and lots of different integration, lots of security in here, which is great to see. And we're looking to pay per minute, which is great because it can keep it cost down minimal. We're looking at around 10 to 30 cents a minute. What we want to do is log into our workspace and you'll see something like this. Again, this maybe has no agents when you start off. So what we're going to do is come to the right hand side up the top here, create an agent, and we're going to do single prompt agent. We're then going to do start from blank for this one. All of the resources are in the link below for what we're going to run through today. All you need to do is come into our community. We're going to go to Classroom. We're going to do YouTube resources. We're going to come down to the easiest way to do appointments. And as you can see at the bottom here, we've got the prompt that we're going to be running through, as well as all of the other parts for the actual blueprint that you can pull straight into make.com so that it's all done for you automatically. So the other side of this is going to be cal.com. This is going to be a really easy low-code way to integrate your diary so that we can create appointment groups. So maybe you've got an appointment for a one-on-one meeting, which is an hour. Maybe you've got half-an-hour consultations. You can do all of that in here and so much more. It's a great, really powerful app. So let's jump in and see how it works. So first of all, we're going to come into RetellAI. We're then going to come in and we're going to name our agent. So in this case, we're going to do a beauty and wellness agent. So we're going to give it a name. We'll call it Revitalize AI because that's the company or sort of persona we're going to be working with. Now, what you'll see is some information up the top here. So we've got our agent ID. We've got the LLM ID. We've got the cost that currently sits around it. If you click on there, it'll show the breakdown. We've then got the latency. So what we tend to see is humans take around 1 second to 600 milliseconds to provide a response. So it looks like we're nice and close there, just over 1 second. So it's going to feel really natural. Now, what we've also got is some other customization here. So we can change the LLM we're going to be using. You can use GPT-4o real time. We can use GPT-4o. Lots of customization there. Just choose the one that's best for you. I'm going to stick with GPT-4o in this use case. The next side is the voice that you want to use. So in this case, we've got one from 11 Labs, PlayHT or OpenAI. I'm going to stick with 11 Labs. I love a lot of the voices they're using. And you can test them out in here. So for example, if we choose Anna.
Greetings, I'm Anna, your wilderness-inspired AI guide, aiming to navigate and protect your digital environment with precision.
There we go. There's one example. We can do Anthony.
Hello there. I'm Anthony, your helpful guide. How can I make things easier and more convenient for you today?
So there you go. Lots of choices. You can do gender. You can do accents. Maybe want a British one. You can do the different types. Let's just do all of them. And then there's one that's quite good that's called Chloe. And that's the persona we're going to be using today to actually go through and generate our responses. So the other side of this is the language. So we're going to keep it in UK English. Now you'll notice these little cogs. What we can do for the LLM is the temperature. So the closer it is to 0, the more it's going to follow the script, the prompt that we give it. The higher it is to the other end of the spectrum here, so 1 in this case, the more it's going to vary and go off and do what it wants compared to this prompt that we've given it. For the voice side, this is really key. So you've got a few different options here. You'll see Turbo and you'll see Flash. Now, Turbo is a really good high quality model to get the best outputs, but it's slightly slower. Flash is a medium quality, but it's really quick at providing a response. So just choose which one you want to use. We're going to stick with the 11 Labs Turbo V2 today. You can also change the speed. So if you want them to speak quickly or slowly, we can maybe bump that up a little bit. We can do voice temperature. So if it's calm or emotional, we can do the volume. So again, high or low. Think about some of the use cases, and we're going to add some background sounds to that in a second. So let's add in our prompt here. So how do you structure a prompt for a voice AI agent? Well, first of all, you need to give it a really clear goal. What is it? What's its context? What's it trying to do? What does it need to get done? Again, in this use case, we're going to be a health and beauty spa called Revitalize, and we're going to try and book the client in for an action appointment. We've given it a specific role here. So we're saying that it's Revitalize AI. We've said that its name is Chloe. It needs to be warm, empathetic, knowledgeable. So again, you can either include, as we've got a bit down here, some of the information in the prompt, or you can add it in the knowledge base in here. So you can upload maybe PDF documents, FAQ documents. So it's got access to that there. Again, what we tend to see is it performs a bit better if you improve the key knowledge in the prompt versus in the knowledge base. We can also see the tone here. So again, professional, soothing, welcoming, all of that. We've then got the instructions. So again, step by step, what's it trying to do? How does it need to engage? Following up. So again, confirming anything from the customer. You can also customize that a bit later on, which we'll touch on. We've then added some knowledge in here. So what are the offerings? What's the price that goes with them? We've got the appointment policy. So again, when do you book? What's the opening hours? Can you cancel? So on and so forth as well. We've got common support questions as well. So what is the agent likely to expect? And then we've given it a few examples here. So we've got 4. So again, this is making sure that it really understands the flow of how that conversation is likely to go. At the bottom here, what we can also see is the welcome messages. Now, user initiate, what this means is it will wait for the customer to speak first. AI initiates means the AI agent, so in this case, Chloe, is going to speak first and give a message to that customer. Now you can do dynamic message, or you can give it a fixed message. So again, as you can see there, if you always wanted to say, hi, how can I help you today? You need to use this one because we're giving it a really defined fixed message. Dynamic basically just means it will change it up every now and again to really provide that response. So let's give it a quick test.
Hello, thank you for calling Revitalize Health and Beauty Spa. This is Chloe, your virtual assistant. How may I assist you today?
There we go. So we can end the call, but as you saw coming up, we've got a transcript. I absolutely love that about RetellAI. So you can go through and test it. Again, that's the audio version. You can also do the test LLM. So we can do hi there. We can send that off and you'll be able to go through and see how it responds. So again, lots of different ways to be able to test it and make sure it's providing that response exactly the way you want it. Now, functions is the key part we're going to be walking through today. But before we go into that, let's go through some of the other aspects. So again, knowledge base, as we mentioned, this is maybe where you want to add some documents like your FAQ. You can add that in there and you'll be able to access it and refer to it during the conversation. Speech settings, this is extra elements compared to what we had up here for the models. So maybe we want it to sound like a coffee shop. Maybe we want it to sound like a call center. We'll be able to add that in there. You can also change the volume. So if you want it to be really prevalent, you can go up to high. If you don't want it to be as prevalent, we can bring it back down as well. Now, responsiveness. So what we're looking for this is basically how quickly the agent is going to respond after I finish speaking as the user. So if this is 1, it's going to immediately provide a response. If we're going back down towards 0, it's going to take a little while before it responds. We can see the interruption sensitivity. So basically what this means is if you want to stop the agent speaking or you want to sort of interrupt them, maybe correct them or add something, this is where what it will look for is how many times, how many words, how many sort of interruptions does it take before it stops and lets that person speak. So for example, here, if we've got it around high, what we want to make sure is it's not too high, because then maybe if someone sneezes or coughs or there's some background noise, it tends to pick up on that sometimes and then it will stop the conversation. Whereas if it's a bit towards low, sometimes it will take forever. They never stop even if you're interrupted, and that provides a really bad experience. So try and keep it more towards the middle, more towards the high end, and you'll get a better experience. We can also do back channeling. So when you're speaking, maybe you want to go or okay or yeah. What we're able to do here is just almost reiterate to that person that we're actually having a conversation and we're understanding what they're saying. This makes it sound a bit more natural, so that's great to see. Again, you can change it to be low or high for how frequently it does that. Maybe we want to keep this more in the middle, so we'll keep it at a 5. We can also add specific words in here. So again, anything you want to increase the vocabulary. If you've got some key branding sort of words maybe you use, you can add that in there. We can also speech normalization. So we can do, again, any numbers, currency, dates. That's going to be spoken like human. We're also going to say transcript formatting. What this will do is just format the phone number if it tends to come through. Again, we can see reminder message, pronunciation. So again, you can add some of the key details in there. If we go a bit further down, so called settings, we can detect if a voicemail has been detected. What we're able to do in there is then specify a message that would be sent to that customer. For example, it could be call me back. This is from beauty spa, we've got a new appointment, or let us know we've got some questions. So you can add that in there if you want to. We've got call on silent. So if nothing's said for 10 minutes, it's going to end the call, and it's looking for the maximum call to be 1 hour. But again, you can change this up and down. Most use cases are around sort of 15 minutes or so for customer service. So keep that in mind. And maybe you want to bring this down. So if nothing's said after, 4 minutes or 3 minutes, it's going to end the call. What this will do is the longer this goes, it'll cost you more money. Because again, remember, around 12 cents a minute for every single conversation. If we come a bit further down, we can do some post-call analysis. We're going to run through that in another video. This is basically just using it for analysis. We're going to be using the webhooks instead. We can do some data security settings. So again, if you've got some really sensitive data, maybe it's a medical use case, that's HIPAA, so you need to make sure you turn that on. Maybe you've got some HR sensitive data coming through. Maybe you don't want to capture that. You can turn that on and it won't capture it. We can also go down to webhook settings, and that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to be using this agent level webhook to transfer some information across if we want to do some more analysis. But if we come right back up to the top, the key part of the video today is enabling us to book an appointment nice and easy. So we're going to do functions. We're going to do add. What you'll see here is cal.com. So what we're going to do is check availability. Now you have this screen that comes up. So what we're going to do is keep the name the same, keep the description the same. We need to come in and add the API key from cal.com, the event ID from cal.com, and add our time zone. So in this case, it would be Europe, London. So we'll add that in a bit. But to find your API key and to find your event ID, you need to come into your cal.com account. You need to add new. We're going to do hair appointment. The duration we're going to say is 60 minutes. We're going to do continue. What this will do is it will create this screen here. What you'll have is this number at the top. You need to copy that, come back into Retell, and this will be your event ID. If we come back in here, again, this is in cal.com. This is going to automatically integrate into your Gmail account, for example, to know when you're available or not available. You can specify the hours that you work, so maybe on Monday to Friday, sort of 9 till 5. You can limit how many can be booked within a day. Again, it does have the intelligence to be able to actually identify if it's going to be finishing before or after, for example, 9 or 5 o'clock. You can add some more advanced features in here as well. So maybe you want to send reminders, check for conflict. You can do different layouts. We can look for the booking questions as well. Lots of information in here. We can do if it's going to be reoccurring. We can do any apps we want to integrate with, any workflows we want to integrate with, or any webhooks that we can do as well. And we're going to touch on that a bit later and what that means. If we come back into retail though, we're looking for this API key. So what we need to do is come and do save for this specific appointment. So we've got that all ready to go. There we go. So it's all saved. What we then want to do is come down to settings. We want to then come down to our developer. We'll do API keys. We'll give it a name. So we'll do RetellAI. We can say it never expires, but again, if you want it to expire, you can do that as well. We're going to get an API key here, which we'll copy, come back into RetellAI, paste that in there. We'll update this to Europe-London, because that's where my time zone is. And then we'll do save. And what it will do is it will connect us all up and ready to go. That's all you need to do. Now, to add the next one, we're going to do book an appointment. We're going to add one in here. So we're going to do our API key that we just had before. We're looking for the exact same appointment. So we'll come back into here. We'll do event types. We'll come up to the top, hair appointments. We'll copy this number again. We'll come back into retail. We'll paste that in there. Or Europe/London. And then we'll do save. And this will make sure that we're all connected. There we go. So now we've got the ability to use cal.com to check our Google Calendar in this case, what our availability is, and if we can book an appointment. That's how quick and easy it is to do this. Now, if we give it a quick test.
Hello. Thank you for calling Revitalize Health and Beauty Spa. This is Chloe, your virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Hi, Chloe. What do you offer for the aesthetic treatments?
Hello. I'm glad you asked about our aesthetic treatments. At Revitalize Health and Beauty Spa, we offer a variety of options to help you look and feel your best. Facials, prices range from $80 to $150, tailored to your skin's needs. Anti-aging therapies. Starting at $200, these treatments are designed to rejuvenate and refresh your skin. Chemical peels. Prices range from $150 to $300, depending on the type and intensity of the peel. Would you like more details about any of these treatments or assistance in booking an appointment?
I want to book an appointment, but first I want to understand your opening hours.
Of course. Our spa is open from Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Let me know what day and time work best for you, and I'll be happy to assist with booking your appointment.
Please, could you check the availability for this Thursday?
Let me check the availability for this Thursday for you. We have the following time slots available this Thursday: 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Let me know which time works best for you, and I'll book it right away.
Please, could we book 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., please?
Sure. Could you please provide your name and email address so I can complete the booking for you?
Sure, my name is Alex and my email address is...
I'll book your appointment for Thursday at 4 p.m. It seems there was an issue with the email address provided. Could you please confirm your email address again? It might need a slight correction.
Sure, it's...
I'll book your appointment for Thursday at 4 p.m. Your appointment has been successfully booked for Thursday at 4 p.m., Alex. If you have any further questions or need assistance, feel free to let me know. Looking forward to seeing you at the spa.
Brilliant. Thanks, Chloe.
Thank you, Alex. I aim to make things as smooth and stress-free as possible, just like your upcoming spa experience. If there's anything else I can assist you with, let me know. Wishing you a relaxing day ahead.
Brilliant. So there you go. Nice and easy, all integrated. And we're going to check our Google account. And there we go. As you can see, we've got a hair appointment between me and myself to go through and get my hair done. I wonder what I'll get done this time. What we were able to do there is done automatically. Look how easy that was. That can run 24/7 for your business, so you never miss an opportunity again. Now that's the simple side. What we're also going to run through next is maybe a bit more complexity around using some of the data or sending off any confirmation text. Now we're going to go into the second part. So there's two ways of doing this. Now within cal.com, you have the ability to do it naturally. So you can come back into your account. You're looking for workflows. For example, here you can do confirmation email. So what this would do is when an event is booked, what you'll be able to do is send an email straight away once the event is booked. And there we go. We've got lots of information that we're able to use. Now that's how you can do it naturally. And all you need to do is do save, come back, and it'll be good to go. Again, from scratch, you would just do new. That's one way you can do it in here. The other side is we can use make.com, which we're going to run through quickly. So in this case, we could either use cow.com or webhooks. So in this case, we're going to do webhooks. We'll do custom webhook. We'll make sure that we add the new one. We're going to do copy the address. We'll come back into RetellAI. We'll come back down to webhook settings. We'll paste in there. So what this will do is it will automatically send information across. So if we give this a quick test, we'll do wait for new data. We'll do run once. So we'll give this a test just to send some data across.
Hello. Thank you for calling Revitalize Health and Beauty Spa. This is Chloe, your virtual assistant. How can I help you today?
Hi, Chloe. Just trying to understand what you guys offer.
Hi there. I'm so glad you reached out. At Revitalize Health and Beauty Spa, we offer a variety of services designed to help you relax, rejuvenate, and feel your best. Here's a quick overview. Aesthetic treatments, facials, $80, $150, and...
So we're just going to stop that there because as you can see, we had the call started first. Now we've got the call ended. So you'll have lots of information here, including the transcript here. You've also got the object as an array. You've got lots of information in there that you're able to use. So it's nice and dynamic. So for example, if you wanted to analyze this for common questions you were getting through, you'd be able to do that. If you wanted to send a confirmation text message, you'd be able to do that as well. You just need to make sure that you're going to pass across the information from RetellAI. And then you could use a module such as Twilio. And then you could do, hi, great news, we've booked your appointment. The other side, you could do Gmail, so you could send a confirmation email as well. So again, you can make it really dynamic, really interesting. And that's why it's great being able to pass maybe the full transcript into platforms like make.com, because you can go through and analyze it, see where you need to improve, really improve the model. Maybe you've got a new product or service that you could develop because customers are always asking for it. To deploy this to a phone number, all you need to do is come back out of your agent. Again, it saves automatically. You need to make sure that you've got a phone number connected, so you can either import a new one via SIP trunking. We've got another video that covers how to do that. But in here, we can buy a new number directly. All you want to do is make sure that you've got it imported, ready to go. Again, I'll link the other video so that you're able to see how you import it. And then all you want to do is make sure that you're connected. So for example, in here, this will say that an inbound or outbound is associated with this phone number so that you're able to make and take phone calls using this agent. That's how easy it is to integrate it so that you're able to take appointment bookings 24/7, 365. That's been a really quick video on how to actually integrate your Google Calendar using cow.com into a voice AI agent to seamlessly take bookings. All of the resources in the link below to get access to it. And we've also got some specialist parts around making some bookings, taking the information. Again, that's all in this blueprint further down here. I hope this video was useful and I'll see you in the next one.